Hello, namaste everyone. Har Har Mahadev. Now, today we are here with the video of the journey that we have in the zodiac sign of Pisces for April 2026. So, during April 2026, we are going to have stellium of planets in the zodiac sign of Pisces, which is an important transit. So, this marks as one of the important months of 2026. So, that's what we are going to talk about today. So, if you guys are new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you get regular updates. Also, if you would like to have your personal readings from me, you can check out the link in the description box www.anmolastrology.com. Under the reading and unique reading section, you can book a personal reading for yourself. For online courses, you can check the courses section. There are two courses already available. The third one is going to be uploaded very soon. All right, so let's get started with this video. So, I think from a year now, I've been saying that how importantly and effectively the zodiac sign of Pisces is being affected. So, this is kind of a journey going on to see the reality, to see the harsh truth, and to avoid ignorance, to take responsibility of whatever is in our surroundings and whatever needs our attention. That's what happens when Saturn goes into the zodiac sign of Pisces. That's why it's trying to build that imagination and it's trying to build the bubble just in order to burst it. You can see that on the mundane level, you can see that in your personal lives as well. So it's a very harsh truth that we are learning. It's very harsh reality that we are learning. Different changes, unexpected changes, sudden changes. That's what we are learning. But when Saturn transits the sign of Pisces, and when the sign of Pisces is affected, that means you're paying off your greatest karma. And by paying off that karma, you're understanding how you have come alone in this world and you're going to go alone from this world as well. So, Pisces, the harsh reality of Pisces is about making you learn how to own responsibility, how to own yourself, and also how to learn that the power lies within isolation. The power lies within a single individual and not on codependent relationships or not on codependency. All right. So that's what it is about. So now on 2nd of April, we had Mars transiting into the sign of Pisces and joining Saturn and Sun, which are already there. Already the war is going on there, right? And from 2nd to 11th of May, Mars is going to be in the zodiac sign. Although on 11th of April, debilitated Mercury will be joining this conjunction, adding on flavor to it. So it is going to be Mars, Saturn, Sun, and Mercury. Then on 14th of April, Sun will leave this conjunction. Then we are going to have Saturn, Mars, and Mercury all together. Further, on 30th of April, Mercury is going to leave this conjunction, leaving just Saturn and Mars together till 11th of May 2026. So we are going to talk about whole of this journey for the month of April, starting from when Mars enters, and there's a three planetary conjunction, which is Sun, Saturn, and Mars. But before moving into this, let's understand what's the meaning of this conjunction when it happens into the zodiac sign of Pisces. So, I'll try to build in the information from scratch to the advanced level. So, first of all, it's the 12th sign, it's the 12th house, it's the house of isolation, it's the house of deep depth, intuition, spirituality. This is the house of your subconscious. It's the house of your talents, your inbuilt talent, something that you already have within you. It's also your perspective. The ninth and the 12th house, since they are ruled by Jupiter, these are the houses of the way you think, whether you are an optimistic thinker or you're a pessimistic thinker, that's what the 12th house is going to tell. Ninth house is how your opinions are formed, how your beliefs are formed. But 12th house is the subconscious mind. It's something that can be hidden, but it's your own thoughts because that's the 12th house, right? 12th house is isolation. It's also how comfortable you are to share your bed with someone. And it also shows how adjustative you are when you are in a relationship, in a collaboration, or anything which involves another person. So, 12th house, one of the extremely important houses because this is last of the house. So that's why it's the house where the most of the karma is played out. First and the 12th house. First house, because you are like a naive person, you're like a baby who has just entered this whole realm and is trying to explore stuff. That's the first house. So that's categorized as adventure. So 12th house is when you're leaving the world and you are getting done with all the karma that is left because you don't want to carry that forward. So again, that is also in a way that you're not curious, but you are just you're not now taking the responsibility and you're fulfilling your karma, right? That's why it's third from the 10th house, the house of action, the house of karma, the house of your, it's the effort of your action. So 12th house becomes extremely important. And something that you would not hear most about the 12th house is that this is the house of one's responsibilities. The way you take on your responsibility. Again, the third from the 10th situation comes here. That's why it's like the efforts that you put towards the 10th house, the efforts of the 10th house, the action that you did towards the 10th house. So it's one of the important houses. Now we have Saturn and Sun already being there. Whenever I see Saturn and Sun, there's one word that comes into my mind, which is sacrifice, which is recognition, immense recognition, but that comes at a cost. That comes at either breaking your ego completely or being embarrassed, being sacrificial, or being at a stage where your authority is sacrificed. So just understand this is the fifth lord joining hands with the 10th and 11th lords, but both of them are enemies. Now, actually, both of them have to work together. So, where sun is your discipline, sun is your attitude, it's your arrogance, it's your pride. I wouldn't say arrogance until unless it is afflicted in a wrong way, but it's your pride, it's your ego, it's your self esteem. You join this with a planet of karma, with a planet of fairness, and with a planet of slowness. The planet of authority comes with service. So it's a pack of powerhouse because now you have the authority along with the responsibility and along with the recognition. That's the reason that you will see Saturn and Sun conjunction in the charts of politicians or the ones who are at a pedestal or at a platform where they have to make decisions, where they have the authority and they have the responsibility, they have the service as well. So most of the government officials you'll see with that. But since these two planets do not do well together, the father and son always disapproving and always being harsh and cold to each other, these two planets, whenever come together, it shows you the reality. It shows you the real side. It destroys your ego to the level where you understand what your greatest purpose of this life is. So, Sun and Saturn in Pisces, and wherever your Pisces zodiac sign falls, you will have to crush your ego there. You will have to crush your pride there so as to come out in a grounded manner, come out in a grounded state. You have to understand the patience. You have to see the reality of that side. That is the house which would require your sacrifice for the month of April. It would have even required it in March as well. But this month, since we are having a lot of things, we are having Mars conjoining Mercury there, then we are going to have Kal Sarp Yog, which we would talk about in another video. But that's what first is needed. Another thing, there will be a lot of compromises on the mundane level as well, concerning with the situations already going on with the war situation between Iran and, you know, US, and then UAE also getting affected with it. Definitely solar eclipse. There was a video of mine where I did mention about all of these countries. Those are going to have geopolitical tensions. So now it's the time where the sacrifice will be needed, where the differentiation of thoughts will be needed, and differentiation between what's needed for the moment, and is it ego or is it service, which is more important. That has to be decided. Then we are going to add from 2nd of April till 11th of May, we are going to add Mars here. So, already in the fight and cluster of Sun and Saturn, we now have the planet of action, but in a water sign. As I always tell, when Mars goes into a water sign, especially in the zodiac sign of Pisces, it becomes frustrated. Your energy now is going at loss. The house that rules the expenditure, the house, the zodiac sign that rules the loss and expenditure. So here, Mars says when Mars enters this domain, now Mars gets confused. Mars gets confused that how do I act upon? Now, the energy is going into the subconscious mind, not into the conscious mind, not into the bodily, physical body, like the first house or the zodiac sign of Aries, not into making an action. It's all in the mind now. So, till the time Mars is conjoining Sun and Saturn, this is the time where the frustration builds. But how the frustration builds? There's too much information here. Sometimes it can even act for good because it means that people are going to be overly cautious before acting upon things. So, this month of April is not about action, it's not about acting, it's about building the plan to act. Not until Sun moves in Aries, not until Mars moves in Aries. So, if you're planning anything right now regarding your work, regarding your home, regarding your relationship, regarding anything, anything you want to start, you start building a home, you want to buy a property, you want to buy a vehicle. If this Pisces is affecting that house in concern, then stop right there. First, plan everything out. Because Mars coming into this energy of Pisces, energy of confusion, your actions can either be confused within yourself or can be interpreted as confused. And whenever Sun and Saturn are conjunct together and Mars aspects that, especially in a water sign, either Mars aspects or either Mars joins this conjunction, you can be humiliated for your actions. You can be embarrassed for your decisions and for your actions if that doesn't go the way which is right, if it is not well planned. All right. So that's the flavor of Mars coming in here. So it does create a lot of build up of emotions and build up of frustration with the action and not being able to take the action as well. And then we are going to have Mercury here. But Mercury would enter this particular conjunction on 11th of April. From 11th to 14th, it is Sun, Mars, Saturn, and Mercury. So till from 11th to 14th, it's the build up emotion, it's the build up frustration. Along with that, it's the debilitated Mercury. It's the losing of one's logic. So this four planetary conjunction can turn out to be brilliant for intuition, brilliant for intuitive subjects or to plan things out. But it's absolutely not recommended to take any important actions. This can even add burden of responsibility or burden of expenses over an individual, which can actually act as very stressful. So it's like you have to be that background, uh, you know, actor for this while, especially from 11th to 14th. Just be very careful. Do not get offended on unnecessary, subjects. Do not get into unnecessary fights. Do not get into unnecessary communications because debilitated Mercury would be basically affected from all these tamasic planets. So now when Mercury enters here, the conflict begins. That's what we need to avoid. Because see, this conflict or this stellium is happening in a water sign, and that to a dual water sign, which is quite unpredictable. So watching over your communication, your tongue is really important. Whether it's in your job, whether it's in your home, whether it's with your personality, whether it's in your friendships, whether it's in your relationships. Then from 14th of April, Sun would leave, and we are going to have Mars, Saturn, and Mercury in the zodiac sign of Pisces. Sun would come into the zodiac sign of Aries, which would trigger discipline now. Because see, Sun is soul, Sun is discipline, Sun is power. Being exalted, and 12th from it having Saturn, Mars, and Mercury. That means still your subconscious mind is active. Your subconscious mind is still carrying a lot of burden, but now this burden is slowly adapting the disciplinary side and coming into action because of Sun there. All right. And then on 30th of April, Mercury also leaves. And when Mercury leaves, it goes into the sign of Aries. So, of course, always after Pisces comes Aries, because always after thoughts, thought process, thinking, planning comes the action. And that's what is going to happen here. All right. So, especially for the month of especially for the month of April, many people can experience mood swings, especially the ones who are either Aries, Pisces, and Virgo and Libras. Because whenever a sign is getting affected, the opposite sign is equally affected. So for 1, 7, 6, 12 zodiac signs, for Aries, Libra, Virgo, and Pisces, this month of April 2026 has to be very organized, or otherwise, it can be a turning point. It can be a month which you may feel that is difficult if not planned accordingly. So it doesn't mean that it is going to be bad for everyone. This video is like a suggestive video that this is the planetary combination happening. This could be the emotions you could be dealing with. And if you follow the right path, if you follow the right decisions, and if you are vigilant, if you are cautious, you can work things around for better. All right. Now let's quickly go over all the zodiac signs as to what this particular conjunction is going to affect for each and every zodiac sign. All right, so before we move ahead, please understand that you need to first look for your ascendant zodiac sign and then look for moon zodiac sign so as to get better information. All right. You can check the timestamps below so as to check your particular zodiac sign. So, first of all, the zodiac sign of Aries. For Aries, all of this stellium is happening in the 12th house. Happening in the 12th house, that means the burden, the responsibilities are increasing for you. It's a solid mood swing kind of a situation going on for you. You're doubting your own self-worth. You are trying to do so many things all at once, but at the same time, you are questioning that why things are not working out the way they should, why things are getting delayed, why my actions are not being displayed. Like it's like that you're ready with everything. You have planned everything. You have everything ready with you, but when it's about action or when it's about things to play out, they just don't. So that's the kind of frustration I see for the month of April. It makes me understand that how much overthinking it would create because of that. But it definitely shows that your 12th house is highly active and highly vulnerable at the point. You need to relax. You need to get better with your own control over your mind and over your physical body as well. So, stress can be a little high during this month, but eventually, I would recommend that you go for meditation, you try to sort things out and go for one thing at a time. This frustration is not going to be for long enough. It's just a phase, it's just the matter of time. That's all. This particular transit or this particular stellium is basically trying to work around, or you can say, trying to organize your 12th house before it moves into action. So try to align more with your spiritual self, try to plan everything out, try to talk to yourself, think for yourself, and just try to indulge with your own self. That is what is needed right now before the action begins. Now, the zodiac sign of Taurus. For Taurus individuals, all of the focus is on the 11th house. There can be some dissatisfaction or some straightforwardness that you can experience from your social circle. There can be some judgments coming around from your social circle. There are things which you have done in your life which you must have been recognized for, but at the same time, the recognition is not coming the way you were expecting. But at the same time, for many people, if they have certain alignments, certain dashas activated, this particular cluster can also make you get that recognition that you have always desired, or it will get you, fulfill your own desires. But for that matter, just be very careful with your communication. You may have to sacrifice something in regards or towards the society to get what you want. So that's the focus for the month of April 2026. For the zodiac sign of Gemini, all of this cluster is happening in your 10th house. That means that your responsibilities towards the society or towards your elderlies is now online. Whether you want it, whether you are willing to do it, whether you are ready for it or not, you will have to take care of your career, You will have to take care of the society. You will have to fight back or fight against the judgment that also comes from the society or from your career prospects. This time can be a little crucial with the authorities, especially the bosses, or especially the people you're working with, but who are on authority, or anyone who tries to project their authority over you. You will have to find a difficult time with them. So it's like your communication needs to be settled, your mind and your subconscious, your action all needs to be disciplined and aligned, or else it can make you take drastic and transformative decisions. For this month, you will not be able to take the decisions that you want to, but certain situations are going to form in a way that they are going to force you to take certain decisions or certain changes, adopt certain changes within your career or within your surroundings. All right. So next for the zodiac sign of Cancer, for Cancer individuals, this transit is happening in the ninth house. That means your luck or your fortune might feel that as if things are not just working out for you. Your travel can get delayed. There can be miscommunications because of your opinionated self and also because of your opinions which are said out loud. There can be conflicts with gurus, with anyone in the authority, or anyone who is elderly. There can be some rebellious nature that you would have towards traditions, towards the society, and towards the expectations that people have from you. So it's like, I think lately for Cancer individuals, time has been very difficult. Time has been very uncomfortable. It's like you're transitioning to the levels that you never thought that you will. Because ultimately, this is the sign of emotions, this is the sign of nourishment. But now you are understanding the dark side of how this nourishment can cost you, or how this is not what this world wants. This is not how you can survive, right? So, with the ninth house is also about how your opinions are formed, how your beliefs are formed. So, because of this cluster of planets and with a debilitated Mercury, I think you'll feel very confused with your decisions for this month. This could even lead to anxiety. This could even lead to um, anxiousness. So be a little careful with your mental health. That needs your attention right now. Now, for Leo zodiac signs, this all transit is coming into your eighth house. That means some hidden aspects are going to come out, some hidden and sudden movements you have to deal with, sudden changes you will have to deal with, right? Having Saturn, Mars, Sun, Mercury in the eighth house also makes you deal with inheritance and issues related to inheritance or issues related to in laws as well. So if you are married, be careful with your relationship with the in laws. If you are unmarried or you are expecting some inheritance issues, then this can actually be very, very drastic. At this point, it can even convert into legal matters. And if it's already legal, then it can turn out into some negotiations, decision making. But still, if your Jupiter is not well placed, it's in a problematic situation or condition, this cannot go in the favor. But if it is in a good condition, this can be the trigger point of the settlement. All right. But overall, Leo individuals have to deal with the unpredictability of their surroundings. It can be in anything, it can be regarding health, regarding relationships, regarding your career. But unpredictability is the word for April 2026 for you. And also, this particular transits would also make you research a lot, make you find solutions for your problems also at the same time. because you are going through a major transition with Ketu and Rahu transit in the first and seventh as well. Now, for the Virgo zodiac signs, this particular transit is happening in the seventh house, which is the house of your business. It's the house of your relationships. So there can be stress and stressful environment within your relationships. There can be stress coming from the relationships. There can be miscommunication, not being able to act, not being able to react completely, which can build up frustration and misunderstandings between you and your partner. Also, since it's the house of your business, there can be certain things that you'll have to deal with, certain calculations, certain expenses that you will have to deal with either towards your spouse, towards your partner, or you will have to deal with them towards other individuals or towards your business. But definitely, your interaction with others can prove to be very dissatisfactory and very frustrating on the level that you're not being able to react or do things in a certain way how you used to do it, because your ascendant lord is also involved here in the seventh house going debilitated. That means somehow your dependency goes towards the other individuals, but at the same time you are receiving the greatest lessons and wisdom or of survival within this world. All right. So that's about Virgo. Now, for Libra individuals, this cluster is happening in the sixth house, the house of obstacles, house of conflicts, and house of your health as well. So, with a debilitated Mercury and Saturn, Sun, and Mars, you will have to deal with certain obligations. You will have to take responsibility of certain um, enmities or certain conflicts. It can even create sudden conflicts for you. So, for even Libra individuals, the matters of inheritance could come around. They would also have to deal with. Okay, one thing is there with the debilitated Mercury here, you can actually find yourself in a very fearful position. So, this Mercury would also indirectly motivate you to get in balance and get intact and organized with all your legalities, with all your health issues or health in general, right? But it shows difficult relationship with your colleagues and with your relatives as well. Miscommunication or unnecessary tug of war, unnecessary fights could be there. At the same time, it actually, when comes into the sixth house with Mars in a water sign, it doesn't let you compete in the right manner. So rather, your competitive nature, your revengeful nature comes out in a very emotionally toxic way. So I think this month is going to prove to be a little heavier on your subconscious and your conscious mind, ultimately troubling your peace of mind. Okay, so it's better to just observe. It's better to not indulge into unnecessary conflict, which can be ignored. And of course, sixth house is also the house of your work. It's house of your work dynamics as well. So be a little careful. Try not to be offensive. Try not to, even anyone comes out rude to you, try not to retaliate within your workspace, within your work surroundings. All right. Now, the zodiac sign of Scorpio. For Scorpios, all of this transit is going into the fifth house. Be a little careful with your speculative self. So, if you're gambling, if you are putting your money into shares, if you're putting your money into speculation, if you're putting your money nowadays into gold and silver as well, just be careful because your decision can turn out to be not the best, and then you will be at a compromising position. This is the time to learn instead of risking what you have. It's the time to observe rather than taking that action, which might risk you or might give you loss, which might give you a huge expense as well. But at the same time, this month, for some reason, can also be about celebration because it's the fifth house. Fifth house is the house of celebration, and the focus is going there. So it's like the disturbance in your life is there. At the same time, something is adding on which calls for celebration. Fifth house is also the house of your thoughts, the house of your decision making, and the house where how you react to something happens to be. So I see a lot of frustrated actions and a lot of actions which are triggered by emotions rather than a logical mind. So try to not to react without thinking or not to react from a space of your emotions. Rather, be more logical, be more observant, and try to let things go for your own sake, for your own peace. All right. So, this particular month, if you are married, if you have children, if you do not have any other obligations like career or anything, then this could be the time when you will have to take care of certain things in the life of your children. Or since it's the fifth house, it's eighth from the 10th house. This is the house which transforms your career, or some sudden changes happen to be there in regards of your career. So that is also what can be addressed in the month of April 2026 because there's going to be unpredictability within the nature of your career or within the dynamics of your career as well. Fifth house is also your romantic relationship. So, your romantic relationships can actually add on a lot of stress over your mind, ultimately making you go into that, zone where you are unable to act. At the same time, you do want to act. So, that's a situation like, for example, a breakup happens, one of you block each other, and the other one does not have access, and maybe the other one is a Scorpio, right? Who is getting frustrated in their own head, in their own mind, right? So that's what it is about. Now next we have the zodiac sign of Sagittarius. For Sagittariuses, this is happening in the fourth house. That means your heart space and your comfort, the environment of your home, all of that is being affected. With Saturn, Sun, Mars, till now you have already understood the pain, the frustration, the unnecessary mood swings that you have been dealing with your emotions. The mother would at the same time feel very confused, very lost, very isolated, and alone at the same time. Whenever so many planets affect the fourth house, it means it shifts something within you. It transforms you internally, it transforms you emotionally, and the way you interact with your emotions with others. So, with the fourth house activation, it can make you buy a land, real estate, home. It can make you go around with issues related to home environment, your own stability, maybe your career, right? It can even make you buy or do some changes within your home structure, buy a vehicle or a matter of convenience, comforts, but it does show that there's a lot of expense that is happening towards the home, towards the comforts, because it's the sign of Pisces, and that's getting activated with all of these planets here. So it's a lot good, it's a lot bad things, but one thing which can act as a rescue with a debilitated Mercury in the fourth house for Sagittarius is at the same time Mars, Sun, and Saturn is reading, chanting mantra. Eh, you know, whomsoever you believe in, to be honest, whomsoever you believe in, chant their mantra, do your sadhana, do your meditation so as to feel that peace that doesn't let you break from the inside. Because right now you're going through the process of understanding how you have to close your emotions so that not everyone has an access to it. So you may feel vulnerable for the month of April. You may feel over the top of emotions for April 2026. But at the same time, this is the time to identify yourself. This is the time to acknowledge your weaknesses and your happiness, to acknowledge your strength as well. All right. So, a lot of changes in the matter of home, in the matter of your appearance, and it's like that from some conflicting situations within your home or conflicting emotions within your heart, you're going to rise. And for that, you need to have a solid Jupiter. If your Jupiter is not well placed, then it means that the struggle can, be very problematic, and then you are understanding that wisdom and understanding the karma. Because see, the dispositor matters a lot. And why I've been telling that you need to see Jupiter also, you need to see your natal Jupiter also, because your natal Jupiter would decide that how easy the pain is. We know the pain is there, but how easy the pain would be, the what is the degree of the pain, that is what we get to know from the dispositor. All right. So now for Capricorns. For Capricorn individuals, this happens to be in the third house. That means the communication is very fragile, very vulnerable at the moment for April 2026. For Capricorns, your effort is required. Not towards just one direction, but because it is Pisces, it's dilemma, it's two crossroads. Your effort and attention is required at least two places or two areas of your life. You may feel confused and you may talk confused, but at the same time, this is the time to plan. This is the time to solve one problem at a time. There can be a difficult relationship with the siblings, or your sibling can experience some sudden changes and sudden stressful situations within their life. This could even be some legal issues or legalities that they might have to deal with. Third house is the house of self effort. It's the house of communication. It's the house of your assumptuous mind. I call it as assumptuous mind because third house is your thoughts. Third house is what instigates an understanding within you, what instigates a information or communication within you. So having this cluster there, you can act out of frustration, which will not be recommended. You can speak out of frustration, which again is not recommended. So, communication and your efforts are something to look upon for this month, for April 2026. And then it can even bring in sudden changes within your job scenario. If you're looking for a job, you can suddenly get a new job or get promotion as well. If you are in a job, it's comfortably going, suddenly an issue may arise within your job, and you will have to deal with certain issues in the surroundings. All right. But it's a very frustrative action, frustrative political, dynamics that I see happening here. Also, all of this you can experience with your close friends or your close relatives or even your neighbors as well. So like April has to be a month where you need to stay low, where you need to not indulge into any sort of conflict with anyone. Either it's your neighbors or it's your partner or it's your siblings, it's your relatives, anyone for that matter. All right. But with the third house, solid activation, especially the fiery planets going, like Sun and Mars going into a water sign in the third house, you can work beautifully and research beautifully on the subjects of knowledge. Because this house, with these placements, will make you research a lot to find the answers. And that can, in a way, make you perfect in your own way. It's like a person who doesn't get satisfied from a doctor's prescription goes on the Google or goes and read all the books and become a doctor themselves. So that's the kind of situation may arise for a Capricorn. Now, for Aquarius individuals, this transit is happening in your second house where you will have to deal with Nazar. Actually, it was just like 2 days ago. I was here, I was reading it somewhere that how Saturn coming into the second house makes a person very prone to nazar or evil eye. So, second house, Saturn, Sun, Mars, Mercury, a lot of fluctuations with the family. The family dynamics are definitely disturbed, are definitely involves a lot of politics and political association. Like politics doesn't mean it has to be associated with government. It is like people around you are trying to be political. They are diplomatic. They are something on the face and something else on like behind you. So the second house having fiery planets, but in a water sign and in a second house, this means that the speech goes haywire. The words go haywire, too blunt, too harsh to deal with. That's because of the difficult relationship that you will experience, or difficulty of the long, difficult relationship that you have been dealing with the family. Now you will have to stand upon it. Now you'll have to retaliate against it. That's what it shows. And not just regarding the family, but anyone who has tried to dominate you, anyone who did not, you know, understand you, who tried to put you down, you're going to retaliate now. That's the debilitated Mercury what comes here. But definitely for the ones with Aquarius rising or Aquarius moon sign, if you're planning to make any changes in your financial wealth, in your investments, then I would say this is the time to lay low, plan, and evaluate. It's the time to gain the knowledge but not take the action currently and right now. So plan it out, but do not make significant changes until unless you are dead sure that yes, these things will act in your favor. Also, it shows some expenditure that you'll have to do on the part of family. You will have to take care or provide towards the family despite of the struggle that you're dealing with them at the same time. All right. So next we have the last zodiac sign, which is Pisces itself. When the cluster happens to be in the first house in the ascendant, that means everything in your life needs attention right now. Everything in your life is right now at the verge of confusion and not giving you clarity, not having clarity at all. So that's what this is creating for an Pisces individual. But at the same time, it will be affecting your mental health because first house is your brain, it's your mind, it's your physical health as well. So having a debilitated Mercury joining a frustrating Mars, a Mars where the energy is being lost at unnecessary matters with Sun and Saturn who are trying to compromise at the same time, this particular month can be very difficult. This particular month can feel that you are saying something and like people are ready with their weapons to attack upon you. So it's like people are just ready for their judgments. They are ready to attack you, embarrass you, or just, make you feel bad about yourself, even if you do something good. So that's what I think Pisces individuals are dealing with. And I think they are dealing with this because this is your time to transform. This is your time to understand and be different self of yours, a more mature version of yours, right? So that's what it requires, and that's why it is here. But definitely plan things out in regards of your well-being, mental and physical both, and be ready to work upon it from next month. All right. And also, one thing, this can make you be misunderstood as well. So keep a good check on your communication at the same time. All right. So guys, that was my analysis for the month of April 2026. Although I was here to make the video on Mars, but I thought how to give an incomplete information just based on one transit. Why not connect everything and the whole theme that is coming around? All right. So I hope this gave you good insights and made you learn something as well. So we'll see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye. Take care.